Jonathan were allies. But at home, Jonathan was David's friend. So Jonathan defended David, therefore he was not Saul's friend. And Saul even said it to him, he said, you're so stupid because you're protecting a man that's going to take your throne if I don't stop him. As a result of what Jonathan's ally did, Jonathan ended up dying. So you have to be very careful who you pick to be your ally. Because you may work well in war together, you may work well in fighting together, you may stand strong with that person, but if that person has no spiritual sight and will not give credence to it, Jonathan died because of Saul's sin. Jonathan did nothing. One more time. I said, ally. Okay. What does that sound like? Really? And I ask you a question again. What's your response? Oh, God. I ask you a question again. What's your response? Jesus stood on the shore and he watched them struggle. His friends and his allies together. Judas was in the boat and Judas was helping them struggle. Can you put your allies and your friends together? Will it produce anything other than a struggle? Could it be that's a part of the reason why they fought so hard in doing simple things? Because I said, God, there's 4 men on that boat. Peter, James, John were 3 men, right? That 3 of the 4 that were originally picked as allies. Andrew, for some reason, he dropped to friend level. Something happened. I told Pastor Randy, I said, what happened with Andrew? He said, some people ask that question. He's like, Jamie, I really don't know. It doesn't say that he did anything wrong. It's just for some strange reason he was put out of the top 4, and because he was put out of it, there was no longer top 4. There was a top 3. See, the top 3, we think they were his closest friends. They were not. Peter, who was a church, John, who was love, and then Peter, James was a picture of I believe, Peter was a picture of the Gentile church, and James was a picture of the Jewish church. They really was a picture of the Jewish churches, but there were 2 different sides of them. James was very strict, get it done, do it right, be holy, for I am holy, and I want to hear your problems. Jamie, he was like Jamie, or James like him. Peter was like, well, we are holy people. This is what we do. We are holy people. This is what we do. Sometimes we sing a little bit, shout a little bit, pray a little bit, preach a little bit. We're going to be here for a while, so have a seat. Sing a little bit, shout a little bit, pray a little bit, preach a little bit. Yeah, it just keeps going like that for a while. Sing a little bit, shout a little bit, pray a little bit, preach a little bit. You could sing this song for 2 days. And I literally went home living with the boy, and I went home and they were singing the song into Monday. Sing a little bit, shout a little bit, pray a little bit, preach a little bit. Well, it's going to become a lot. You've been doing a little bit for a while. Well, you're going to do a lot. Sing a little bit, shout a little bit, pray a little bit, preach a little bit. No, with Peter it remained a little bit. Until he wrote his books. Until he wrote books that he put his name on. See, Peter did not put his name on. Peter told Mark what to write, but he did not put his name on it. So Mark said, fine, I'll put my name on it, right? But then after a while, it became 1st and 2nd Peter. So Peter started putting his name on stuff. You got 2 people that represent the church, and John, who represents love. Andrew was an apostle. Somehow Andrew got kicked out of the top 4. Somehow he didn't make the cut. How does the church make it in? But the apostleship, the loving of many churches, many churches coming together and being unified that way. I think about CUF. Pastor Randy kind of, How is it that a disease can come in, right, and put a church foundation at dis-ease? Is it that church foundation was never meant to stand? I loved it. It was awesome. I went there, me, Takesha, we did poetry. And Cornelius and whoever they chose, a 4th, it was always a different 4th, did rap. They would rap. So you have the 2 rappers, 2 poets. And the 4th person was always different. So I was looking for the 4th. I was looking to see who the 4th was going to be this year. And then it passed. And another year passed. Another year passed. I said, where's Andrew? You're supposed to be apostleship and bringing established churches together, or coming together as an established church and building other churches, or establishing churches. Where is Andrew? Sing a little bit, shout a little bit, pray a little bit, preach a little bit. He didn't make the cut. And so, he's watching them struggle. He's watching them struggle. For a watch. How long is a watch? 4 hours. 4 hours he watched them. And it was I think it was a third watch. So I believe it was, from what I remember, I could be wrong, but from what I remember in looking at it, or the second watch, it could have been, I believe it was from 3 to 6, or from 6 to 9. I'm not sure. It may have been more 6 to 9. I believe he was, because I believe he was there from afternoon into dark, just standing there watching them. Didn't say anything, standing watching them. And I see the back of his head, and I see him, I'm looking at the back of his head, and I see him, but I'm standing behind him, looking at the back of his head, and he's watching them out on the sea just struggle. Is that a picture of me? Sing a little bit, shout a little bit, pray a little bit, preach a little bit. What if I did it a lot more? You've been doing it a little bit. What if I did a lot more? What if I really enter into his gates with thanksgiving and enter into his courts with praise? Hey, Father! What if I'm thankful to him and I bless his name? What if I enter in, I come with a praise on my lips. You gotta get there though, Jamie. I gotta get in a car and ride with them. Jamie wants to have close relationships with everybody, and that's not the big. Right? Luckily, I have a friend that's there that I can talk to. She's ally and friendly. I thought. Could she be my ally? Or my friend? Have I been running from looking at it? God said, look at this thing, and some things will show you where you really lie in it. Because the issue with this thing here is that you might lose this person because you are thinking that this person is a friend when they're actually an ally. You're going to be thinking that they're an ally when they're actually a friend. They don't like having you around. But at the end of the day, an ally may not really like you, but at the end of the day, they are about your purpose. And they're about your purpose being seen through. They don't realize it. They don't understand it. They just want your purpose to be seen and want your purpose to get through. Sometimes you need somebody to clink up with you in warfare, in the war, right? Picture it. You have the king. You have a prophet, and you have his the army. The prophet would be the ally. The army would be, the prophet would be the friend. The army would be the ally. By definition, probably completely wrong. But what God is saying right now, if you want to keep friends, if you want to keep your friends, even as kings and queens, know where they belong and keep them there. Do not let your allies in your relationship with your king. Do not let your friends in your relationship with your queen. There's a scripture that says, cast your pearls not before swine. That's what God is saying to me right now. Cast your pearls not before swine. Because if you cast your pearls before swine, they will then turn, they will stamp on them. Stomp on them, trample them underfoot. And they will turn and rend you. Not only will I stomp on your pearls, but I will turn and punch you in the face. For no reason, just because you're there. For funsies. Funsies. What? Are pigs idiots? Maybe. I gave you a pearl. I cast it before you. I gave you a pearl freely. I gave it to you. You took it, stomped on it, and then spit in my face and punched me in it. Who's to blame? You! Why are you giving a pearl to a pig? I can see you're not interested in God because of where you sit when you come to worship. So, why would you give Saul pearl? He's going to eat it, chew it up, spit it at you, and then punch you in the face for giving it to him. He will then not appreciate it and punch you straight in the face. Sometimes we love too hard, right? Because John's name means love. What it means is it means love. He is not love. The God that is love loves us but does not force us to do anything, right? Force is not a picture of love, but what force is a picture of control.